nice to meet you guys. Okay, so I'm going to start my weekly tarot reading session soon. For those who meet me for the first time, I'm Gegewitch. I'm doing this every Saturday, 5 to 6 p.m. So I'm doing a general reading to assess the energy for my audience to see what to expect for the next 1 week. Any good news, any challenges, what actions to take. So I'm going to draw the card on the spot, so I don't know what's going to come out yet. So you can PM me or email me specifying that you need a personal reading. I will respond to those messages. Okay, now let me start with the Angel's Message Oracle card. As usual, I'm going to divide my audience into 2 groups. Okay, so these 2 cards flew out together. So I'll keep both of them for group 1. And this is the card for group 2. Try to focus and look at the cards and feel your connection with them and decide on which card or which group you would like to hear. So, group 1 and group 2. Group 1. Let's look at the cards you pick and see what major messages we have for you today. Let me turn down the music a little bit. Okay, you have 2 cards. These 2 cards came out together. So it could be messages for the same person, or it could be different messages for different people who have picked group 1. First, you have improving health. If you have a health concern, that's a reminder. I see this improving health as a reminder for you. So if you are in a situation where you feel exhausted, drained, or you are facing health issues, it's a reminder or a suggestion that you should focus on improving your health right now. So that's for those who have a health concern here. Yeah, another card you have for group 1. If you have a project or you have a concern, you don't know about the time, you have a concern about the timeline, you have a message here a year from now. Group 1, there's a lot of relationship concerns for you this week, this coming week. For those of you, you have a marriage card. So for those of you who are actually, considering marriage, this, it could be like literally talking about a marriage, or it could be like the formation of new bond, a new relationship. So for example, if you find a new partner and the 2 of you decide to start a business together, so that it's that message should come through from the marriage card as well. And for those who are considering have a marriage plan, congratulations here. I can see that a lot of you are probably training your mental, your psychic ability. If you have been doing meditation, if you have been practicing, and you could totally trust your intuition, your psychic ability, or your ability to see through things, to understand things is increasing. You have an eye here. And yes, a lot of relationship, whether you are considering marriage or not, a lot of you are dealing, we have a man here, a lot of you are dealing with someone in a relationship. That's a very important theme for you in this or the next 1 to 2 weeks. So a lot of you are dealing with someone, whether that's leading to a romantic relationship or not. There's some difficult times for my group 1 angels. A lot of work. A lot of you are going through some difficult times. You have an X here, or you are being put under a lot of stress. So a lot of you are competing, fighting against something, mostly in your workplace. A lot of could be work pressure, Could be like, you know, a lot of extra work, a lot of there's a lot of hard work, you know, stress burden here. Could be squeezing time away from you. That's why you need to look after your health. But there's nothing to worry, because with the staff here, you are supported. I mean, it could be your team, it could be your colleagues. So you'll be well supported by your colleagues or your teammates through the difficult times. I'm going to use the tarot to look at the detailed situation here. Story. Okay, Group 1 Angels. Your first card is the World in reverse. A tough period. Difficult times. Could be something like you feel that you are ready to move on to the next stage. Either career, project, or a relationship. So this speaks of a big stage, like a stage in life where you feel like, okay, you are done, and you want to move on to the next stage. You want to move to something new. So there's a sense of closure here. However, it's difficult. I say it's difficult times because you are probably finding it hard to close it. So you find that the transition into the next phase is not as smooth as you would like. So that is the feeling here. Okay, the next card we have is the Hangman in reverse. Hangman. This has been for a while already. You need to look at things from a new perspective, because you are probably in a situation where you have been like, things have been stagnant for a while already. And you are trying to figure out, if you've been trying to figure out what's going on, you are still thinking. I mean, you think a lot how to get out of a situation, etc. And you've been trying to see things from different angles. And that period is coming to an end. You are able to see things from a new perspective, and you choose to end something on your own. That's a lot of power and strength here. And talking about power and strength, next we have the Empress. Yes, knowing, confident, self-confident, self-love, totally knowing what she has to do for herself. This is interesting because all these three cards are major arcana. So for a lot of you, this is not something like you are experiencing only this week. This is something, I feel this talks about a situation, about a life cycle where you would love to end it. You would love to move on. But it takes a lot of strength, a lot of insights to move out of that cycle. So that's what a lot of you are facing right now. But look at this power. I mean, look at this inner strength. Look at this power that you have here. This is like taking care of yourself, not rushing into something. That's very important. Oh, okay, 3 of Swords here. Heartbroken. What's going on? Someone is not treating you well. So you have to turn around and love yourself. Very strong, heartbroken feelings here. Disappointing. Someone has disappointed you, or you are feeling like deeply hurt by a situation. And you've been trying to get out of that situation for a while already, and I can see that you are doing well, because there's a lot of feminine power here, whether in terms of strength, self-love, resources. I mean, it seems to me that you have all it takes here. However, a big disappointment here. Let's see what it is. Ooh. Oh, okay. King of Cups in reverse. Yes, someone. This is related to someone. Someone refused to move to the next stage with you. Okay, this message is getting specific here. So if these Three of Swords and nothing to do with you. If you are enjoying life and being loved and everything is going like on celebration, please move on to group 2, because this group is not for you. This group, disappointment here. Due to a situation, due to someone who has the capability to give you the offer, but he or she is not giving it. And does he know that you deserve the offer? Yes. I mean, he or she. I'm just using like a, tarot is gender neutral, but sometimes I just use he or she to denote masculine and feminine energy. So this person knows that you deserve it, but for some reason, he's not offering it. You've been waiting and waiting. Things just hanging there. Let's see. Okay, so you want to leave. You want to go away. Okay, for some of you, I have to describe a very specific situation here. For some of you, this situation involves more than 2 people. Doesn't matter whether it's a romantic situation, but most probably it's one, but doesn't have to be. There's more than 2 people in this situation, and that could be why things are not moving. For some of you, it could be like you spend a lot of time socializing, but for some reason, this investment, these social investments that you put in, it doesn't, it doesn't lead to a final outcome, not yet, based on the energy of this reading at this moment. So things are still moving for you, or for those who you've been staying where you are for a long time. You've been stagnant for a long time, things will start moving. But I can see that for some of you, is you decide to move on, you decide to leave the situation. Maybe you haven't taken action yet, but you are thinking. That's a good sign. You start to see that you have to leave the situation in order for things to work again. That could be true, you could be right. If a space is too crowded, if you are not working with the right people, or if you are not working with people who resonate with you, who support you, then it's not going to work. And a lot of you are aware of that, or start to realize that. This is for some of you. If you are, for ladies in the group, you could be facing an offer from a young man. Someone you have the Page of Pentacles here. Someone who wants to start something with you. A young lover, or a young girl lover. Of course, that's not for everyone, but only for those, if you are a mature lady and you are out there looking, you are definitely attracting attention. For some who are looking at their career, it could be new career plan. This is something that's going to lead to, you could be still thinking about the finance. You are learning something new with regard to career and finance. But it's something realistic, down to earth. So yep, that message for relationships and career. We have different situations here. If you are someone who's willing to give an offer, it could be like you've been chasing someone, but then there's no response. Either way, there's a very strong sense of disappointment, heartbroken here. If you want to start a family yet, you need to look at the family finance very carefully. We have a marriage card here. So if you have a plan to start a new family, take good care of your finance, plan carefully. I'm going to use a new deck of oracle cards called I Ching. So for those of you who know I Ching, it's the Chinese way of reading, of doing fortune telling. So it's an ancient Chinese book. How old is it? About 2,000 years old? I got this new oracle deck and I really love it. So I'm going to try it today. Okay. For group 1, let me see what you have here. This card means fire above and thunder below. So that means there will be challenge and obstructions, because this is interesting. So you are making good progress, meeting an obstacle. So with that obstacle ahead, here it says one must fight through with vigorous determination. So right, for group 1, you need to be first very, very determined with what you want and stand firm on your ground for yourself. You will probably need to take some quick action or some vigorous action, because with thunder and lightning here, you need this kind of determination. You need this kind of, shall I say, fierce or action to clear all obstacles before you. Playing soft is not going to solve the problem. So that's what this sign is telling you. Okay, so that's all the message that we have this week for group 1. Now, let's move to group 2. For group 2, you have an advice for the coming week. Communicate clearly. If you have a communication issue, if you are trying to progress, communication is the key. Do not get emotional. Specify, speak out what you want calmly and logically. Clear communication is very, very important. It's an important capability. Okay, both my group 1 and group 2 angels, I can see that you are overcoming obstacles in life. You have a mountain road here. If you are climbing a mountain, you are definitely on the road to success. However, not there yet. You still have a very steep mountain to climb. So you are on the right path. If you find things are getting difficult for you, this is confirmation that you are climbing the mountain. It's difficult, but you are walking uphill. And that's why it is difficult. And okay, I could be dealing with the same group of audience here. Okay, if you have picked group 1 and then you stay and would like to hear group 2, we have very similar information here. You have a younger man. So a lot of you could be dealing with a younger man in a relationship right now. But there's a lot of changes. Yeah, you could be facing a lot of changes in life. You have a kangaroo. Kangaroos, they jump around. That's what I can think of. So right, so basically you are in a period of time where there's a lot of unsettled issues. You need to plan ahead. Do not wait until things to happen, then you react. For those of you who broke up with someone is coming back. If you are waiting, you have a pineapple here. Pineapple is about reconciliation. So you are meeting with someone from the past again. There could be some unsettled issues that the two of you need to work out. It doesn't have to be romantic, but it could be. I mean, with reconciliation, the two of you could have some disagreement, argument in the past, and someone is coming back to resolve those issues with you. Let's see. A lot of fire energy for group 2. It does seem to me like someone is coming back with excitement. Like this person is very keen to talk to you. If you are dealing with someone who's immature or less mature than you are, do have the patience. Group 2. Let's see. Okay, very similar information. You had your first card is the Empress. I swear that I shuffle my cards. I mean, thoroughly, many times. Your first card for group 2, your first card for the week is Empress. So I just explained this with group 1. So I would very similar energy here. Confident, abundant, taking very good care of yourself, well balanced, nurturing. This is I sense very mature energy. If you are dealing with someone, so that's why I'm repeating myself here. If you've been dealing with like immature people, you find it difficult to talk to them, to talk things into them, simply because they are younger, they are less mature than you are. Do have the patience to communicate. You know, you are still on the way up, no worries. Yes, Knight of Wands. Okay, for group 2. There's a very specific message here for you too. For some of you, you could be dealing with someone who's very passionate. Young, passionate, exciting. But this person is not as mature as you are. They're not very patient from the energy here. They're very intriguing, very exciting. But when we talk about patience, endurance, I don't see it here yet. I mean, I only have 2 cards here, so I can't speak much. I'm going to draw more cards. But from the energy present, based on these 2 cards, the people you are dealing with, or the situation you are dealing with, you need to test it. There's a lot of passion here, but there's not enough perseverance. Okay, so the next card I'm going to see. Ooh, okay, 2 cards. Right, very similar message here. So you have the Temperance in reverse, Nest, and the Sun in reverse. For my group 2 angels, there's something that you are not sure, you are unsure about. That's like, you know, keeping your balance here, your inner balance. I feel that you are start to get impatient over a situation as well. It could be because things are moving so slowly, a lot of challenges. So you are getting uncertain, you are getting impatient. There's a lack of authenticity here. For some of you, it could be disagreement, even disagreement, argument here. Different approach, different perspectives. You can't come to an agreement over something. And this is not like a disagreement over trivial issues. This is like a disagreement over bigger things such as attitude. You are not on the same page over something. And if this, because there's a younger man here, we have like, you know, these are the same message. If you have been dealing with someone who's younger, passionate, immature, the two of you are, you could feel the excitement. For some of you, you could speak of, if you are married to your work, you could be speak of a new project. But then that's for the majority of you. It's mostly related to feelings and dynamics, interpersonal dynamics. And although there were happiness, there was spot, there were excitement, these things are like, they don't last. You don't see a long-term plan here. These are things that's like beautiful, short life. I feel that if you are in a relationship, it's not, this one is not nurturing you. You're not being nurtured because there's a lack of long-term commitment here, long-term planning. Or you are the one who have been, offering help and support. However, there's something lacking in the communication here. The two of you are not seeing eye to eye. Or the two of you are not, there's no mutual support here. I see that someone keeps giving, but it's giving at a distance. So there's a lack of authentic communication, opening up, talking about, real issues that matters. Or there was, if you've already stopped talking to this person. Someone has been giving here, but then it's like, it could be that this guy or this person that you're dealing with, they have been providing you something. But this provision is kept at an arm's length. It's like they decide how much they give you, or in what way. If they have given back, in any case, it's logical. It's calculated. You have King of Swords here. Calculated relationship. It's fair though. I mean, I don't think you are dealing with someone who's toxic. I don't see any toxic energy here. So whether it's a romantic or non-romantic relationship, something is blocking you in this communication, or something's blocking the two of you in this communication, so that the two of you cannot talk openly about what's wrong, what's going on, and come to a settlement. There's a lot of superficial feeling at the first level. It's not toxic. It's very pleasant. The feeling, the first level feeling here is very pleasant because you have the Sun here, despite in reverse. You have the Temperance here, despite again in reverse. However, I see a lot of pleasant, fire here at the first level. However, if you go a level deeper, then we start to see a lot of hesitance. We start to see a lot of lack of heart-to-heart communication. We start to see a lot of reasoning, a lot of thinking about giving and taking. Is it balanced? This is quite cold, actually. I mean, if this is your boss, it's a fair boss because he makes decisions based on his mind, rationality. But if this is a lover, then there's too much calculation here. So it describes a distant lover, where it's not that he's not giving, but it's all well measured. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So I'm looking at what else here. Okay, basically here, for some of you, if it describes a colleague, or the two of you could be colleagues, or working in the same sector, or in the same school, same course, that you meet each other through your profession. I can see that there's a sense of trying to build something here, teamwork, trying to build something together, but too many things, very hard to keep balance. We have two cards that talk about balance here, or lack of balance. The two of you have to balance a lot of different things, and that's probably why there's a calculation here, or there's a distance here. But I would say whether this is a work relationship or a personal romantic relationship, there is potential here. So if you come across someone who's trying to communicate, trying to reach out to you again, take this advice, communicate clearly. Okay, I need to speak up. So this is, I'm going to draw the I Ching Oracle card for group 2 now. Let's see. Okay, nice. very, very interesting message from the I Ching here. I think it's called Kan. Yeah. It's called Kan because it's water above and water below. So when water meets water, it means it's going all over the place. So basically, for group 2, for my group 2 angels, you are definitely facing a challenge. It's a challenge for you about communicating clearly and truly from your heart. There's a lot of emotion, there's a lot of feeling here, but the conversation could be going everywhere, all over the place. And the two of you could be talking, but there's not a settlement, because if you let your emotion guide your conversation and both of you do it this way, then it's gonna be hard. It's a challenge to have a soul conversation, to really speak out from your heart and open yourself up and speak truly from your heart and mind. So this is a test for both of you. By this point, I can say confidently that at least 80-90% of you are dealing with someone coming back from the past. And it could be someone who have very, very strong attachment to you, or used to have a strong attachment. And I'm not saying that the two of you must, stay together and work something out. I don't see this in these cards yet, because this card I'm talking about very short time span of 1 to 2 weeks. However, the advice here is really to talk clearly and rationally, sensibly, and to get through that challenge. Communication is going to be a big challenge for you in the next 1 to 2 weeks. So work on that. And if you find this interesting, informative, please follow, like, subscribe to my channel, and I would love to hear what subsequent stories we have for my audience. For me, it's like growing and developing together, because I'm trying to come out with advice and suggestions based on the energies that I assessed. So we can all learn something, and we can all work to become a better person with these messages that we get from the cards. So that's all from me. It's my honor to do this reading for you. I'm Gegewitch. Please keep shining and keep conquering the world.